All right, who's ready for new fragrances? This is the first haul of August. We're talking 6 brand new fragrances, 3 niche and 3 designer, including one that I know everybody wants to check out. Everybody's been talking about in the groups and forums, Tom Ford Noir Extreme. Let's do this. Welcome back to another video. Max here. If you love to make a great first impression, smelling good is a great way to do that. Today we're talking about 6 brand new fragrances that I prefaced in the beginning of this video. Let me know in the comments right now. Pause the video. Let me know what has been your favorite discoveries or releases of the year so far down in the comments. As you know, with every first impression video, I prep these bottles, these boxes, by taking out the wrap and leaving them ready with a tester strip so I can give you guys exactly what we do, first impressions, and I give you guys a first impression rating, what I get from it, if it resembles any other fragrance. You guys know the drill. Let's start with this one here from the house of 𝗕𝗏. This is called 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗰𝗲𝗏, and this is actually from the 𝗕𝗏 Pride Collection 2022, Eau de Parfum release. It's getting a little bit of limelight, especially this particular collection, the Pride Collection. And to be quite honest with you, I haven't really, tried a 𝗕𝗏 fragrance in quite some time. There's, I think, one called 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏, if I'm not mistaken. I'll pop it on the screen here. It's been years since I reviewed for you guys, which had an oud Coca-Cola vibe to it. It was really unique for the time. I loved that fragrance, and for some reason or another, you just, you start talking about other fragrances and you forget the brand. But 𝗕𝗏, from what I remember, had very powerful and good quality fragrances. The box is really cool. It's going to have that slide action going on. It has a little flap thing here, which is magnetic, and the bottle sits right in the middle. Be honest with you, some of these are a little bit tacky. This is going to be a dark blue matte finish kind of bottle with some metal appointments. It's okay. I like less. I think less is more. I like more of a minimalist look. This is a little bit too tacky for my taste, but let's talk about the juice here. That's what we're here for. Sprays are actually really good, and the smell is actually quite nice. It's going to start off with this almost medicinal oud vibe here. Not too medicinal though. Quite controlled, but it's going to be a little bit resinous and medicinal, so if you don't like those kind of ouds, it's not going to be for you. Right off the bat, I'm going to tell you right now. Looking at the notes, this one actually has Clary sage. A lot of companies are putting some of those fougere, herbal kind of nuances into their fragrances, and this one here will have a little bit of a herbal feel, green. Not too much though, and the fruity pepper is going to come through here from the heart, and I can really feel it. It has pineapple, so if you're a pineapple fan, there is a little bit of a fruity pineapple here, but it's not going to be what you think. It's not going to, from what you're hearing here, you might think, oh, another 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏 clone. Not that at all. The pineapple here is just giving support to the scent, adding this fruitiness, so it tones down that medicinal vibe that I talked about. There's pepper, there's leather, and there is musk. It's a very musky oud with a little bit of a fruity, spicy hint. It is nice, and I'm also getting a little bit of 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗃 vibe here from Parfum de Marly. I don't know if they meant to do that, if this is, inspired by, but it's going to be a muskier, pepperier, if that makes any sense, version of 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗃. So if you like that fragrance, check this one out. I think the pricing is quite good. I think I picked this up for less than 35 or 40 bucks, so quite affordable. And from what I'm smelling here, I think it's going to be quite powerful. So rating here, I'm giving this one a 7 out of 10 because of the relation to 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗃, which I really enjoy, and it smells quite good. Now, performance and all that stuff, I can't tell you right now, but right off the bat, 7 out of 10. Next up, we have one from Atelier des Ors, and we're starting with the niche today. We're going to end with the designers because I want to leave that Tom Ford for last. Atelier des Ors, this is Riviera Sunrise. And from what I understand, the white collection, with the white packaging and the gold appointments, it's going to be more of a lighter version of fragrances. And of course, these all have gold flakes in them. And these bottles will be blue, which is, again, for that Mediterranean life, that more ethereal and more refreshing, offerings that they have. This is Riviera Sunrise. Love the bottle, that beautiful cobalt blue with the gold flakes in the middle. I mean, they are beautiful. They are second to none. Heavy metal cap. Sprays are quite good as well. Not the best, but they are quite good. So Riviera Sunrise is going to be one of those refreshing scents. Tons of citruses. We're talking about all these Mediterranean fruits, right? Lemons, limes, bergamots, oranges, mandarins. So it's going to open very much like that. And you have a little bit of a sea breeze kind of a vibe here, a little bit of a salty, not too salty, that's not a salty scent, but it's going to lend that beautiful sea breeze. Like if you're driving throughout the coast and you get that little wind, that breeze, it's going to have a little bit of that sea, oceanic kind of a breeze. I believe this is going to be a very long-lasting citrus fragrance, which I love. You know, talking about Neo from Xerjoff, Kobe, all those citrus aromatic fragrances that actually have a nice backbone. That is the case here. Looking at the notes, we got figs, we've got basil, vetiver, cedar, musk. So there's quite a bit of notes here, and I can really sense the power of this citrus fragrance on the test strip, and I think it's going to be a long-lasting one. So this one here is going to get an 8 out of 10. Love the smell. It's got this musky, vetiver, woodsy kind of undertone coming through, which I think will be stellar for this citrus. It's not your ordinary citrus. This is, again, a citrus with a backbone. Next up, a niche fragrance from the house of Penhaligons, which it's been a minute since I last spoke about Penhaligons. This is going to be Sports Car Club. I was really enthused about this fragrance when I heard about it. The presentation looks great. They do a great job with their boxing. I love the bottles. I mean, talk about class. These guys have been around for a long time. You got the little bow tie thing going on. It is just amazing. The juice is actually very green, and I love about what I read about this juice right before I give you guys my impressions here is the note breakdown. We're talking about cypress, which I love in fragrances, pine, which I love pine needles in my fragrances, and also eucalyptus. So I'm very psyched about this guy. Love, I mean, the checked stuff here from racing. I mean, beautiful stuff. I mean, just looks gorgeous. Very, very nice presentation, classy. I love what they do. And you know, there's tons of fragrances from this brand that I love. So I am excited about this one. Spray is amazing. The smell, this is going to be, again, the eucalyptus here with the cypress, and I get some basil here. There's definitely some herbal nuances, but there's also some sweetness here that I'm getting from a sandalwood and perhaps a fig combination. So it's giving me a little bit of a 𝗕𝗏𝗃𝗃 vibe, believe it or not, with the greener undertone from the cypress and all the green notes that it has. So it's a quite intriguing kind of a combination here. It's like 𝗕𝗏𝗃𝗃 goes, you know, greener and a bit spicier, if you will. So quite nice. I'm gonna give this one a 7.5 out of 10 just on first impression. I'm very excited about this. I can't wait to wear on skin. I think it's gonna be a great one. And I'm thinking this is gonna be best for, just like the Atelier des Ors I just talked about here. I think it's better for spring and summer. This is going to be great for, I think, spring and fall. I don't think it's going to be a very strong or powerful scent. I think it's going to lean a little closer to the skin. I believe this is an eau de parfum concentration, but the smell itself is actually quite good, guys. 7.5 out of 10. Let me know if you guys have tried this one, and if you have, what are your thoughts on Sports Car Club from Penhaligons? All right, new one from Davidoff. This is another cool water flanker. This is probably, perhaps, from what I understand, a limited edition. It says right here in the box. It's one of those summer flankers, grapefruit and sage. And when you look at the note breakdown, it gives you exactly that, grapefruit and clary sage. So let's see what this one is all about. There was a new one that they put out also this summer called Reborn, I think. Cool Water Reborn or Rebirth. I did not like. I was not a big fan. I think I talked to you guys about that here in a past first impressions video. It was okay. Nothing really. It was like a more mature version of Paco Rabanne Invictus Aqua. So this one here, clear bottle, you can see the juice, very light blue. I don't think this is gonna be a very strong fragrance just from what I can see here. I think, again, it's gonna be one of those forgettable summer flankers. I could be wrong. All right, this is actually nice. I don't think it's gonna be very powerful though, but I do particularly enjoy the combination here of the sweet, juicy, refreshing grapefruit. Here's very natural smelling. And I do enjoy the clary sage, you know, enveloping the grapefruit. It's given this nice herbaceous but controlled, not very mature at all. This is actually very youthful, very playful. It has some elements of Paco Rabanne Invictus Aqua. If you're familiar with that 2016 version of that fragrance, you're gonna get resemblances here, which is a good thing. If you missed that fragrance, this could be a good alternative. It smells good. And I take that back. I think this is actually gonna last quite a while, especially if you spray your clothes. It's got, I don't know if it has Ambroxan here, but there's something here that it's a little bit sharp, but also giving me the vibe that this is gonna actually push and project quite well. And I believe this is an eau de toilette as well. So grapefruit and sage will get an 8 out of 10. On smell alone, this stuff smells actually pretty good. They did a good job. I didn't think much of it. So goes to show, sometimes you go into with high hopes and you get frustrated. This one here, I didn't have high hopes. Actually smells pretty good. All right, we got a new diesel fragrance, guys, and it's been quite a while since I spoke about a diesel fragrance. I think the last one was Fuel for Life, and of course, there's been some good ones over the years, Diesel Plus Plus, but over the last few years, only the Brave line, I'm not a fan. I think it's very juvenile, very youthful. There is a call for those fragrances, but I think somebody that's a teenager or a very young adult will appreciate those. I don't like those. They don't do anything for me. This is their new one. It's supposed to be a gender-free unisex, which is just called Diesel D, and it says here, for successful living. As we know, Diesel is an Italian house. It's been a minute since they did anything off, or outside the Only the Brave, collection, which they've collabed with many people, just like Neymar, the soccer player, amongst other people, Marvel. So this is their new one. The bottle, it's almost like somebody squeezed the bottle. It fits perfectly into your fist, and it's, again, for successful living. You have Diesel, the logo right there. Cheap cap, plastic, nothing crazy here. I'm not expecting much with this fragrance. From what I understand, it's going to be, like I said, a gender-free lavender-based scent. It's not telling me much. Let's see. Okay, so it's a sweet lavender Ambroxan fruity scent. It smells actually pretty good. If you like fragrances that are lavender based, for example, Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce, it's not like a clone of Fierce, but it's in the same realm. You're gonna have that beautiful lavender that's sweet, involved by fruits, some woods, and some spices. It's very nicely blended in a way that it's not gonna be offensive. Everyone's gonna like it, but it's gonna be heavier on the sweeter side. So definitely youthful, playful for a younger crowd out there. I like it. I'm gonna rock this. I think it's gonna be one of those. It almost has like a little bit of Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce meets 1 Million type of a vibe. Like they combined both juggernaut fragrances and came up with this. It smells good. I think it's going to be a compliment-inducing scent. People are going to love the way you smell for dates, romantic settings, first fragrances for you teenagers, all half dozen of you that watch the channel. This will be a great one for you. So Diesel, good job here. It's not bad on scent alone. I'm going to give this one a 7.5 out of 10. It does smell quite good. I gotta tell you, this could be my next hidden guilty pleasure, if you will. We're gonna end off this video talking about Tom Ford Noir Extreme Parfum. So the Noir line, we had the original Noir from 2012 that has been discontinued. Noir Anthracite, which is my favorite, 2017, also discontinued. They seem to discontinue all the ones from this line except from the extreme ones, which they get a ton of limelight here. The one before this one, I believe, came out in 2015, which I did a full review for you. I'm gonna pop it up here. It made a ton of my top videos over the years: romantic, compliment, seasonal. This is their Extreme Parfum version, which again, 2022 release, and their marketing campaign, it says, choose your intensity, seductively daring or discreetly sensual. So they're saying that this fragrance is very daring and seductive. So if you guys are familiar with the original Extreme, not the new Parfum, it's going to be a gourmand kind of a fragrance that has a very beautiful ambery and spicy undertone along with a kulfi dessert. I don't know what this one's going to be like, but from what I read and from what I heard, not only this is going to be a very intense fragrance, but so intense that the opening here, which I'm about to experience, will turn some people off. Let's see what that's all about, guys. So the bottle is one of those nice golden bottles, very conducive to your fingerprints, so be careful with that. It's one of those, you've seen the Extreme, the Noir. All these bottles are the same, they just change the color schemes. The sprayer is always nice with Tom Ford fragrances. So before you guys ask me, because I know you're going to ask me in the comments, where did you get your bottle? So this is not readily available. Don't expect to find this at discounters yet. So if you want to find the new Tom Ford Noir Extreme Parfum, you're going to have to go to, authorized places that sell Tom Ford fragrances, or of course the Tom Ford website itself. However, if you want to try a decant of this fragrance, try it before you buy it, as it were, you could do that, perfume.com. There is a code I'm going to share with you in the description of this video. Go make sure you check it out, the description and the comments, so you guys can enjoy this fragrance, try it, live with it before you actually buy a bottle. So first impressions, guys. All right, so the opening here is exactly what I love about niche perfumery. So this is high-end luxury. I consider Tom Ford private blends and some of these signatures quite intriguing, quite unique. That's exactly what you're going to get here. A very powerful blast of a smoky, resinous, like a myrrh, incensey cardamom. I love cardamom in my fragrances. It's very predominant here. If you're also a huge fan of cardamom, it's going to be right here, guys. Not as gourmandy as the Extreme original, but not the Extreme Parfum. The original is sweeter, a lot more amber going on, a lot more spiciness from the cinnamon. It's almost syrupy sweet, the original one. This one here, it's giving me more of a mature vibe, a lot spicier, but also drier, not as syrupy sweet as the original. I do enjoy this one a lot. Looking at the notes here, again, that cardamom here up top with the ginger is definitely what you're gonna get. But there's also a smoky myrrh that I don't see here listed in the notes. You're going to get amber, cedar, and guaiac wood, which you guys know guaiac wood is very sensual, very elegant, very sophisticated smelling. Tonka bean and sandalwood in the base. I do get a very predominant resinous feel to this fragrance and a very nice controlled smoky facet that makes this elegant, sophisticated, yet a little more mature than the predecessor of this fragrance. Guys, really good stuff. I don't know if it's going to be a screamer. I think it's not going to be a projection monster like the original, but I think it's going to last quite a while if you spray your clothes, which I do, so that's a plus for me. But on scent alone, it's going to get an 8.5 out of 10. It smells incredible. Tom Ford, you did it again. This is a great release, guys. If you haven't tried this one yet, do try it. And if you guys want to see, perhaps, not if you guys want to see, I'm going to do it because I think it deserves. I'm going to do a comparison video side by side with this one and all of the Noirs for you guys. So stay tuned for that one. And again, in the comments of this video, let me know what has been your favorite 2022 release so far. I'd love to read you guys in the comments. And of course, choose your fragrances wisely. I hope you guys appreciate the content. If you do appreciate the content, leave me a like, subscribe for more, and hit the bell so you get these videos straight into your feed. As always, guys, wear what truly moves you. I'll see you back here very soon.